Simple as that. Podcasting. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the JH Show. We are live, we are back, and it's been a while since we've... there's a notification. I always forget to silence my phone, so it always dings when we're live. So, pretty fun. We got a brand new podcast set, as you can see. If you watched last week's stream, it was just me talking about moving into the new place. We got my boy here, Nathan. What's good?
I'm here now. Finally moved in. Everything's just everywhere right now.
Yeah, your stuff's everywhere. This is like me last Sunday. I just had stuff everywhere.
You can tell I have my priorities straight, though.
Yeah, that was me too. So as soon as I moved in, I got my bed set up. And then I just went right to my computer and set that up. So
Only the essentials. I almost forgot I had frozen stuff still on the ground, like in boxes. I was like, oh yeah, I need to put those in the freezer.
So we also have our landlord here, Robert. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Glad to be here.
Can we address you as friend?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
this is
gonna
our
say,
friend.
landlord
This is
sounds
our
a little
friend.
Too
He's
formal.
Too
our
formal,
neighbor.
yeah.
He's our upstairs neighbor. So
There you go.
but good stuff. So. This is the first time both of these guys have been on a podcast, which is pretty fun. We just come, we record, we talk about whatever's going on in our lives for, however long, and then that's it. I post it online, and away we go. A lot like Joe Rogan, you just sit down and interview people, so it's pretty great.
There's got to be some kind of structure to it, though.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Nathan, how did we end up here?
Well, I was at the end of my contract last month. And then you were wanting to move out of your place because they were...
Well, yeah, they had to have me move out because of... they didn't even really specify. I think they just wanted their son to have a place because their son needed to get out of their house. And they were like, oh, we can probably get him to move out pretty easy. So
That sucks. Just like kick you to the curb.
Yeah, but hey, it's an upgrade now. Where we are now is fantastic. So, and then, so... Where are you right? Like, what are you doing for your work and all that? What have you been doing and what are you doing now?
Fast food and now retail.
Retail. Okay,
Just
cool.
Basic day-to-day stuff.
That's fun. And Robert, what you said you're doing what now for work?
So, yeah, right now I'm not working because I'm studying for the patent bar.
And what's that? What is that?
So, basically, intellectual property law.
Okay.
In order to, like, if you...
Patents, right?
Yeah, patents, trademarks, copyrights. But mostly, like, what I do specifically is patent prosecution, which basically we talk to the real geniuses that have the great ideas and write them down and then try and protect them by filing a patent with the government.
Cool.
Okay.
I like patents are probably, like, as far as I know, they're not easy to get when you're starting a fresh thing,
They do get pretty costly,
Yeah.
and it does take a lot of time. So
That's cool. Yeah. So a little bit about me. I've been doing YouTube for 8 years. I started in 2012.
8
as a
years
little
now.
kid. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's 2020. You and I were in the first videos.
I mean, I started like the first couple of videos and I kind of vanished.
Yeah, you kind of vanished. Well, you moved to Cali,
Yeah.
and then So, yeah, Nathan and I, for those of you that don't know, we've been friends since like elementary. I think the first time I seen you was 3rd grade. And you stole my girlfriend from me, so
Wow. I don't remember this.
Yeah.
I think I remember. Well, I think I remember.
Shanda?
Was it Shanda?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah, you stole her from me.
I remember
bro.
her holding hands. I was like, "Ew, gross, girl."
So,
She held my hand. I was like, "Ew."
Well, she always went after the new guys, so I always found that funny. But it's one of the first memories I ever had of you was like,
Really?
that guy stole my girl, that thought. And ever since then, we've been friends, so, we grew up in the same town. He was literally a block and a half away from my house.
Yeah, we live on the same street, basically.
we were on the same street.
And we met. We were like what, 6 years old? Probably younger than that.
I don't know, whatever 3rd grade was.
3rd grade?
Yeah. I don't know.
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. And we hung out a lot. He got an Xbox 360, and this is when the game started changing for both of us. We realized that gaming was what we wanted to do, And if it wasn't for Nathan, I don't think... I mean, I had a little bit of influence on... there was this one friend, Aaron, that had an Xbox too, and I played a little bit of stuff.
Which Aaron?
The
one that
moved, not the one that's still in the town.
Okay.
Yeah, we won't say names for confidentiality, but you know how that is. But yeah, that's what really got me hooked on gaming was your Xbox. We'd come over and play all the time.
It's more of like the serious gaming, like becoming a gamer kind of thing. Because you grew up on the Wii before that.
Yeah, well, we had the Wii. We had the NES, which I still have. It's over there. And I grew up with that. My mom can still kick my butt at Pac-Man.
Really?
So, kind of fun. That's what I grew up with and all kinds of stuff. But I know Robert here was really just intrigued by having two gamers in your basement. What do you think about that?
So I think, kind of like I told you guys, I have a lot of gamer in me, which is why I will not purchase any systems because I'll camp on a game.
Don't worry, we'll do it for you.
Yeah,
I just come down here to let out your urges.
No, for that reason I won't. I mean, like, I even with not buying any, systems, I'm still like playing Brawl Stars.
Just
way
stuff
more
on your phone and
yeah,
shit?
stuff on my. It's mostly Brawl Stars at this point, but like, I have an addictive personality, and when it comes to video games, it's very easy for me to get sucked in. So
sorry to have flashing colors and cool things going on down here, and you're just like, I want that.
It's funny. I was listening to Joe Rogan. He was talking about gaming and how it's become this huge thing nowadays. He's like, games are a problem. But the problem is they're fun. Like, that's the thing. Games are fun, and they're hard to put down, and people can make money at them, but it's like a 1 in 5 chance. It's a very low possibility you're going to be a big streamer and you're going to get a lot of money and stuff. So, but, as far as what I do, I got lucky because I was streaming Call of Duty World War II. Like, the night it came out, every single night after that, and then Activision reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to work for us, stream our games, we'll pay you for it. I was like, sure. And thanks for Activision for this chair. Appreciate it.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
I want a free chair.
So, yeah, it was a Christmas gift to all their streamers. So
cool.
Yep. This wasn't included, my dragon. I had to add him. He's adorable, but,
nice.
It's fun. But, yeah, I stream every night. It's, just something to do. And it's fun because I get to know people online. People can come watch my streams. I have my regulars that show up all the time and are there entertaining me.
A little too regular, but they're regulars.
So, Nathan here, I'm going to start teaching him how to edit videos because I want an editor.
I tried editing once before, and I don't know. It was just like editing my own stuff is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But like if I get to edit your stuff, I get to pick out the good bits and cut it all up and make it look nice.
Yep. So how that works is what I do is I'll play a game, and I'll play like an hour of it. And I'll take that footage, I'll cut out the funny bits that I see, little comments that I'll make, and then what we do is we throw captions on it, and then highlight certain things of the game, and then intro, outro, and that's the video. It's pretty simple. It's a lot of work. That's the problem because after you're done playing an hour or so of games, you're pretty exhausted of just looking at your computer. And then you have to go for another about an hour and edit everything, chop it all down to about 10 minutes, and then you have to post the video. So that's why I need you,
It's a group effort.
Yeah. Anyway, so Robert, what about you? Like, how'd you end up here? How did you end up with this house?
Yeah, great question. So last summer, I actually worked for a law firm, doing what I have been doing for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
But because I haven't passed, or because I haven't taken the bar yet, I have to do it under a supervising attorney. So, but even with that, I got really good experience, and the firm that I was working for kept me on board because I still had a year of school left. So I just graduated in May through Arizona State University with in electrical engineering.
Online stuff, cool.
Yeah. And then part of that deal was that when I was done graduating, I'd come back to Utah and work. And so because of COVID, though, now and just the timing of everything, I'm not even sure that I'm going to stay with that firm anymore.
Really?
Yeah, and which, like I said, I don't know that I'd be working right now anyway because I got to study and take this test. But that's the real reason why we ended up in Utah was that firm made an offer for me to come back, and we kind of acted on it. And I mean, in the end, even though it didn't work out, I still like Utah a ton. It's super cheap to live here.
It is.
My wife and I, we lived in New York, we lived in Hong Kong, and we lived in Hawaii.
Jeez.
And all three of those places, Yeah, we
You
were
get like
paying,
a quarter of the space for like double the price.
no joke, like your guys' living area right here is bigger than any place we've ever lived, and
Oh
the
my
rent
gosh.
for this type of a space, or for our spaces, which were smaller, like in some instances half of this, like Hong Kong
Oof.
was half of this size.
Jeez.
Because they're so dense and populated.
Yeah, like in Hong Kong, a place of
Yeah.
that size is like over 2,000.
Jeez.
That's crazy. So, do you know Chinese?
No, my
No?
wife knows a little
Oh,
bit of
okay.
Cantonese.
Oh.
But yeah, I
You
didn't
weren't
take
there
the
very
time.
long then, I think.
We were there for about a year and a half, but
year and a half.
yeah, I just didn't take the time or make the
Huh.
effort to really learn it.
So how did you get things? You just went to work and back?
Yeah,
and
a
you
lot
didn't
of
really
people.
have-
There's a ton of expats in Hong Kong,
Huh.
so a lot of people speak English.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because my friend's girlfriend is actually from China.
yeah.
So he learned a little bit of Chinese. She's straight Chinese, though. She barely spoke English when she came here, and then we got to really help her English out a lot. So kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a different world out there.
Yeah, it's a mess over there right now too.
That's for
It's
sure.
crazy. With COVID, it's just the usual now, to put on a mask and go to the store.
They're already used to that overseas. Like
Yeah,
any other country.
That's China. I mean, China's done that for
Yeah.
ever. That's normal for them. But for us wild Utahns,
For some reason, it's infringing on our freedom.
It's so weird.
I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, I just do it because it's part of the rules, but it's just different. It's nothing we've ever experienced. I don't think anything in my lifetime has ever caused the entire world to shut down. There's been nothing. 9/11 was one of the worst, right? It didn't shut down America though. It hurt us, but it wasn't going to shut down the world. But this is insane.
Yeah, this is unreal.
It's crazy. Just the virus shut down everything. So it's just impacted the entire world. And it also goes to show a couple of things. It goes to show how stupid people are in times like these. It also goes to show how unready we were for something like this. Not only our country, but the world was just kind of caught off guard and just not ready. We ran out of masks. Healthcare was all over the place. We were just a mess for the first few months. So, and towards the end of the year, it's supposed to pick back up, the rise again. So we'll see what happens. What are your thoughts on this, like coronavirus? Like,
Oh man, I think. I was gonna say, do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
So I think for like right now, such a good question. So I guess I'll start at the beginning. When we were in Hawaii, when this first came out, and Hawaii is like super strict. They're like
Yeah.
New York. So Hawaii and New York, I feel like we're some of the most strict states. And they
Well,
impose,
Hawaii
like,
sees a lot of tourists, so
yeah,
they need to really lock down things really
Yeah.
quick.
and even then, Hawaii was like they'd have like 10 cases a day, 13.
Jeez.
It got all the way up to 20. One
Yeah.
time, and people were freaking out. But and to as a point of reference, right? We might be able to look back at this podcast and think of, like right now in Utah, I think we're like 500, but maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago we had 700 cases in a day, and
yeah,
that seems like a lot, but now I don't even know. Like who knows, right?
It's
So
all
when-
over the place.
When it first came out in Hawaii, I was very insensitive, I would say. So I was
Oh.
like, what, screw everyone. Like, this is natural selection at its best.
Right.
Let all the old people die. Like, maybe that'll save Social Security. So if you're watching this, that's not how I think now.
Yeah.
But that's how it was when I first started. And then I started getting worried because as we learned more and it was spreading like crazy, and people became aware that there could be a shortage of ventilators, right? That's when I was
Yeah.
like, oh crap, like this is really serious, because I just thought that if I'm a healthy dude, if I get coronavirus, I'll be fine. But then I seen this guy that was my age, just incapacitated.
Just fell apart.
Yeah. And he was on a ventilator, like, not sure if he's going to make it. Then I was like, oh, crap. If we run out of ventilators, we're screwed. So then I got really cautious and was really careful. And I was like, wear masks, you idiots. And even though I was the idiot, like, just a few days before, thinking that people shouldn't. And then when I got here, it was weird. I felt like I was walking to a cesspool, because in Hawaii, everyone's wearing masks. And in Utah, it's kind of split, right? There's there's a lot of people that don't wear masks, or, you know, and there's a lot of people that do, but it's not like Hawaii where everyone was wearing masks. I mean, they shut down the beaches in Hawaii, and they shut down tourists. They were fining people for not doing 14-day quarantines. So
the people they've done that a lot in California and all over. So
yeah, so it's so when I got here, it was weird because people were not really wearing it, and I think I kind of went with the crowd, so I was kind of more relaxed. And then I think now I'm just in the middle. I wear a mask and I'm cautious of other people.
Right.
But if I'm in company that says, you know, we don't really care, we're not going to wear masks, I'm very quick to take my mask off.
Yep.
Part of that is because I think we do have a lot of ventilators, but then there's even talk that like if you go on a ventilator that's like really bad, and then you're like not going to make it. So I don't even know. I don't know what to believe.
That's the thing. That's probably the scariest thing about this is we don't know. Mm-hmm. There's so much information that's coming in and cases and all the numbers. It's like, how do we know? How do we actually know? I mean, they could just be throwing numbers at us, just scare us. It's just all over the place right now, but.
And it's hard too because it gets politicized. Right? Yeah. Like and I like politics, and I have opinions there too, but it gets all convoluted because then you get people from both sides of the aisle citing different references or different studies to support their case, and then attaching this little tagline of like what this means for politics. And I feel like this nation is like already super divided, and so there's just one more thing to like push people to one side or another, and I don't know, like I'm kind of over it already. Like I wish I get that people have different opinions, but like sometimes those opinions can be so polarizing that it's kind of a turn off.
Yeah, it's true. What about you, Nathan? What do you think of this coronavirus?
I'm a very passive guy, you know that.
Yeah.
I work in quote unquote essential jobs.
Yeah.
So like fast food, retail. I didn't work retail. Well, I will be working retail during this, starting like next week. So we'll see how that goes. But I just carry on like normal day. I still feel like it's March. Yeah. Honestly.
It's weird.
Like, it's just insane. Well, not really insane. It's just like I carry on with what's going on. It's like, oh, okay, I have to wear a mask now. Okay, where's my paycheck? Kind of thing. It's just like, I always wear my mask at work, and sometimes I even have to remind you to wear a mask. Yeah. So like, I just make I make it a routine thing, I guess.
Yeah. And it's been a thing. Like, I am from a town 200 miles north or south of here. Middle of nowhere. No one. I mean, you maybe see 6 people wearing masks. It's a very small town, but everybody knows everybody, so everyone's kind of like, whatever. You might see them wearing them in the stores and stuff, but for the most part, no one really cares down there. And I think there's only been 6 actual cases that we're at a place where there's only like 5,000 people total, like pretty spread out all over. 6 cases total when I was there. So, it's just... weird.
They're all old people.
They're all old people. Listen, that's a weird thing. This one old lady, she's 95, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah, she got it. And we were like, oh, man, this is bad. I mean, she goes on walks daily. She's in good shape for 95. She got it. And we were like, oh,
the fact that she's walking at 95.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she goes on walks every day, kind of slow, but
all day.
She overcame it. She beat COVID. She's just fine. She kicked COVID's ass. And I was like, holy crap, you're 95. You don't want to die. You don't want to die. COVID.
She walked a little bit faster once she got that.
Well, it was crazy because her whole house was all taped off and stuff. Thank you for that. Her whole house was taped off and stuff and just like quarantined for like 14 days.
So she was smart about it.
Yeah. And
But it's easier to do that in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and whenever she'd have to go out, she had a full hazmat suit. I'm not kidding. It was a legit full headpiece, sealed to the brim. Everything was like sealed, and she'd walk out like a fucking hazmat, just like. And it was funny to see her in this in a store or something.
She was determined to make it to 100.
Bubble wrapped and not going around to anybody, but it's
I need 40 grandkids by 100.
Yeah. Great grandkids.
Yeah, jeez.
But it's kind of crazy world we live in. at the moment. But I'm pretty excited for new tech and stuff that's coming out right now. There's new advances in tech every day. We're dropping the PS5 in December, so gonna be getting one of those boys. Pretty excited.
You're welcome to come down.
You're welcome to come down and try the PS5. Also, we have VR, which you need to try because it is. Nathan, how was your VR experience? Let's talk about this for a second. Nathan's never tried VR, and then the first time, I think it was like last Monday, he come over. We were talking about contracts with Rob here, and we. After we got done, I had him put on the headset and play this game, Beat Saber, which is a rhythm game. You have to hit the notes as they come at you. What was your experience?
Well, you kept telling me I kept breathing hard and was like grinning the whole time. I was just like, because like I always thought it was gonna be like a laggy mess, like with VR. Because like when you watch video clips of it, it's only in 60 FPS. But like they made sure to make it as fluid as possible when you're in the goggles. They have to lower the resolution just so it can run at a higher refresh rate, and it looks a little fuzzy. But like in motion, everything just looks very nice and fluid. And like you got your controllers. They're just like, where's my hand? I got my hand, but where's my VR hand?
Yeah.
I was good at rhythm games, so I tried like an easy song at first, just whatever he threw at me. I was like, all right, now I want it Through the Fire and Flames. And it started throwing the walls at me. And on my perspective, like I tried to dodge out of the way. But I'm not that athletic, as you can see. So I kind of slowly just like slumped down. Or like I'm standing up, so I'm just like I don't know how much to move. And I'm just like not used to the movements at all. So I'm just like, it's like, what do I do? What do I do? You just like you naturally react to like fight or flight response. I was very nauseous once those walls started coming because when you see the notes, it's just like I was already used to playing rhythm games, so I was like I adjust my eyes like really quickly to that. But when the walls started coming, it's just like, oh, those are like buildings. I don't want to hit that. I get really scared, and I think that's what triggered my fight or flight. And I was like breathing really hard. I was starting getting like nauseous. I can only handle like half that song.
Yeah.
I think I got like
well, you played Through the Fire and Flames. Of course you're gonna get gross. There's so many notes coming at you and walls you have to dodge and certain notes you can't hit. It's a mess. That's a hard one. But
then I tried Skyrim. That was a little
So
wonky.
Skyrim. Have you ever seen Skyrim gameplay? So that in VR, and it is.
They made a VR version.
That's crazy. Yeah,
it is crazy because the wolves are huge in the game, and everything's just massive, you know.
I would want to do a sneak build. Like I do not want to be like up against a towering like orc and just being like with my sword and shield and be like, here's my money.
Yeah.
It's like I would want to play like a sneak build. I don't want to be anywhere close to the action.
Do you guys remember there was a game maybe out in like maybe like 2013 called Slender?
Oh yeah. They've already made that.
Did they have a VR version of it?
It's terrifying. I'm not playing that.
Yeah. People were freaking out on a computer screen.
They made Five Nights at Freddy's in VR.
Didn't they make Silent Hill into a VR? Or no, that's Resident Evil.
The Resident Evil.
The Resident Evil 7.
They made, what's the other horror games? I'm trying to think. They made Five Nights at Freddy's, which was, I want to get it, but that's a terrifying game in VR. I can barely play it on desktop, let alone in VR. Because in VR, that's the thing. When you're looking at a screen, it's 2D, right? Yeah, when you're in the game with that headset on, you're seeing like I'm seeing you, and you know, it's insane. And the technology is crazy. We were watching. Have you ever watched Black Mirror? Mm-hmm. So it's a show on Netflix about like technology type stuff in the future, but it's all like sci-fi and fantasy. So these couple of guys have this there's this new console that comes out. It's a little thing that you put up beside your head. It's like virtual reality, and he's like, oh, I guess I'll give it a try. He puts it on, hits the start button, and just like passes out, and
freaky stuff.
His conscience is transferred into the
white.
game. So he's in the game.
Wait. This is not real.
No.
It's a futuristic setting.
It's like a sci-fi futuristic, you know. But his like brain is like transferred into the game.
It might be closer than we think.
And that's what's scary, is because I saw that's the first episode of this show, which the great thing about the show is you don't have to watch it from beginning to you can watch any individual episode. They're all individual things. but it's all got to do with futuristic tech stuff. And the first episode is these two buddies, and they're playing like on an Xbox or something, and they put these little things on their head and click the button, just boo, they're in the game. Their conscience is transferred into the game, and you can feel everything. You get to be these characters.
They're in the Matrix.
Yeah, it's insane.
Don't describe the later part of that episode.
I won't. That's
it's spoiler and it's
it's a spoiler, and it's kind of like what is happening?
No, I have to watch it.
It's weird.
Like
it's really weird.
I thought I was doing a podcast, but I just came on like the ultimate clickbait.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's a great. It's a good show. I'm gonna watch. I gotta finish.
What's it called again?
Black Mirror.
Okay.
So
it's on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah. So there's like an actual movie that Netflix released, and then there's the actual series. So there's two different things on there, but the series is pretty great. I think there's 4 seasons, and there's only like 2 episodes in a season, so you get through it pretty quick. But it's crazy the technology that a lot of that shows is like this is stuff that isn't too far away. If you watch the show, I mean, I think it's 2014 was when that show was made, 2013 or 2014. And that was right at the height of VR. VR was starting to take off. Everybody wanted virtual reality. And now we look at it, it's like, holy cow, this stuff that they showed is not out of our reach. By, maybe 15 years or more, we might have some of the technology they're showing right now.
They're already trying to simulate, like, touch and taste on your tongue.
Yeah,
just with electrodes.
Well, they made that. So Oculus is working on a full pressure bodysuit. Oh,
that sounds terrifying.
So it's like you put your body in a glove. If you get shot, you feel everything. And I don't know if you've watched Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
That movie's awesome.
I actually haven't watched.
Really? Oh, it's a classic. We'll have to watch it.
A gamer that hasn't watched Ready Player One. Who would have thought?
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, that's that type of technology they're working on right now. But the only problem with that is it's the suit in the show is like you just put on the suit and you wait, you're ready. The suit they have in the real life is like it's got all these little things on it for like impact and cables everywhere. So,
real life's a bit more boring.
Yeah, so yeah, technology is fantastic. It's something that I've pursued. Obviously, I've been doing this for a long time, but that's always one thing my mom was like always against was technology. She's not in a bad way. She was just like wanting me to focus on school and everything. And I'd come home and play 2 hours of, Skyrim instead of focusing on homework. But, and that's really, if I hadn't have put as much time into, what I'd been doing, then maybe I would have done better in school. But, be average student, not bad, but, could have done better.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and I turned out okay.
B's and degrees.
Yeah, yep. And the thing is, I've never used anything in high school, from high school. Never used anything from high school.
Wait, how big was your high school?
Tiny.
I think
I don't even think it was like
350 students.
What is the
total
rating?
Or your class?
Our class was
30.
30.
No
about 30
way.
students.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
So yeah.
Like you see like at the schools
so
here,
unreal.
like a class, like a single period of class is like 30 kids. That was our whole grade is like 30
Our
people.
whole grade
Graduating class was 30
Graduating
people.
class was 30 people.
Yeah,
That's so crazy.
I think there were like 45 or something when we actually graduated because we had move-ins and stuff.
Yeah.
All the time, yeah.
It's pretty
So
crazy.
it actually was a big deal that he stole your girlfriend because that's like 1 out of 40.
Well, that's the thing. That's the funny thing. The girls outnumbered the guys.
Oh. Wow.
So, that was a
Odds are in
plus.
your
But
favor.
No prospects for me though.
hey, I think that's funny though. That's my first memory of you was like, oh, this kid just stole my girl.
That's funny. Even I didn't know that before until then.
I think that's really
Actually,
cool.
she was my first kiss.
Oh really?
2nd grade. Yeah, under the tree. You remember the trees along the fence? Yeah.
There's so many trees over there.
Yeah.
You can actually have trees.
I know. It's pretty crazy. Good memories though, man.
That's so cool. I think that's really cool that you guys are like, I don't know. I have a lot of, like when I graduated from high school, me and my buddies were all like, yeah, we're going to be best friends forever. Da, 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 da. But then we went on with life and I haven't seen a lot of them in like a decade.
Yeah.
Like
man.
I haven't seen hardly any. I'm not good at keeping in touch with people too. So a lot of that's my fault. But, a lot of them stayed in California where I grew up. And I've just been kind of, I I don't know, missing from that scene. And
yeah.
Honestly, if it wasn't for us moving in together, me and Jaden, like the most I would have like done is like maybe say hi to him on his streams or podcast.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of the same
I mean,
way.
we stayed connected.
We drifted apart.
We stayed connected through Discord and all our gaming stuff.
Social
but for the most part, we never really hung out like we used to, you know.
Yeah.
But like I can show you through 3 years of my YouTube is just us always, you know, hanging out, doing videos, and it was all that. And you miss that when it's gone, you know. Like you said, all my friends, I had this small group of friends. We maybe had 6 of us total. And we graduated, and the other 2 guys that were younger than me, they graduated, and we all went our separate ways. I haven't really talked to any of them, you know, and that's kind of the sad thing. But I still got Nathan, so yeah, that's what's important.
Once you start working, it's got to be like worth your time.
Yeah, you take time out of it.
You have to like, gauge everything. Be like, is it worth it to like hang out or go all the way like drive, take the drive out, spend time with them. And stuff.
Yeah. And
but like if it was for a friend, like you would obviously say like, yeah, it's worth it. But like if it's like longer distance or like you haven't seen the guy in a while, it's just like I don't know him as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. And that's one thing that has always been a constant throughout my entire childhood. Is our friendship, which is pretty awesome, you know. Because I had, when we first started my YouTube channel, there were 4 of us. There was Nathaniel, me, and my buddy Jordan. And we were all doing videos for like a week, and then Nathaniel kind of dipped out. Jordan was with me for a long time. His name's on that plaque over there, you know. He was doing YouTube forever, and still kind of does, but... and then Nathan moved to California, so you know I lost him for a while, and
long while.
You know, we really hadn't hung out.
Rest of high school. That
was sophomore year when you moved, I think.
Sophomore
year, and then you know, so things kind of went distant from there. But as far as the original group, like I've only talked to you, and I haven't even talked to Jordan forever. Just. Previous animosities got to him, and he hasn't talked to me since. So it's whatever. But
did you steal his girlfriend?
No, no. He's mad at me for my viewpoints on something he did, which we won't get into. But I don't agree. I have standards and morals, and I don't believe it's okay to cheat with a married woman or have a married woman cheat on her husband for you. You know, that's a little messed up. And so in his mindset, it was just spur of the moment thing, but it had happened over and over and over. And so I was like, that's not okay, and I don't like that you think that that's okay. And ever since then, we just haven't, you know, separated us a little bit. Anyway, that's that. I've never had that problem with Nathan, so that's great, you know. But,
yeah. Honestly, just a phone call every now and then goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like I'd be in St. George or California, give him a call every like 3 months.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And just be like try to catch up with them. But obviously, like we're working individuals now, so like nothing much has changed. It's like I call him and be like, hey, what are you up to? Oh, you know, just working, making some money, making YouTube videos. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But like it's just nice to keep in touch with them. Just like let them know that we're still like best friends. Because, like, when we were in that super small town, you don't have much.
Where in California did you go?
I went to L.A., Orange County. That's where I was born, technically, and raised in Utah.
I see.
So, like, I was in California up to, like, up to like, around 6 years old, and I moved to Utah, middle of nowhere, met this guy.
Yeah.
I was there till sophomore year. Then my dad had to work down in St. George. So we were there for a year. Started to struggle some more. Went back to California to live with some family members. By then, I graduated high school. Probably one of the worst years ever for me. Like the last 2 years of high school were just the worst.
Dang.
Like I had like favorite hobbies I liked doing, like in school, like they were teaching me electronics, programming, editing software and all that because they had good programs for that, and I was just like ripped out of that every chance I had because like I had to start a new school and everything. Like I think I went to like 3 or 4 different schools in high school, so like I turned out like very antisocial, like didn't make any friends. Like in St. George, I made like 2 friends. Never really like had the sounds dumb, but I didn't have the courage to ask them for their phone numbers or social media. So I lost contact with them.
Yeah, and that's the thing with me is I'm a very social person. I like talking to people, which is the reason I hold this podcast. And not just that, but I'm a very open guy. You know, you can ask me anything.
I can learn a thing or 2 about it.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
From him. So, like, after high school, I guess I was, like, kind of like a broken person, I guess, like, in terms of, like, social interactivity. Because I just had my video games. I just used that to cope with just anything, really. Like, when family was fighting or something, I would just play video games. Family reunions, I'd be inside playing video games. I kind of regret some of that.
Sure.
It's just like I didn't know how to like socially interact with anyone, not even family. I'd forget their names even, like forget the names of friends.
Yeah. So, sorry to interrupt you, Miss Midnight. I saw your comments. We're away from the computer screen, so we can't really see the comments right now. That's why we're just kind of talking.
Can't you get them on your phone and like just have them?
I could do that, but my phone's over there. So.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll have to set up something different for the next podcast.
Work in progress.
Work in progress. We're getting things figured out. Anyway, carry on.
Where was I? With high school, like I didn't know what I was gonna do after high school. Like every chance of like a hobby or anything just got ripped away from me. And being in California, I didn't. The schools I had before didn't require Spanish. I went into California into my senior year of high school, and they require 2 years of Spanish. And in 1 year, I took a beginner class that taught me nothing, and then an intermediate class that hurt my brain. Like it can permanently like messed up me speaking Spanish. I look like I should speak Spanish.
Oh yeah.
But I do not, like not an
I
ounce
speak
of it.
more than you do.
Yeah. You're trilingual over here.
Yeah.
Probably some Scottish or something in there.
They speak English.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh, you're talking Gaelic. Like
Okay.
the actual language of Scotland and Ireland.
Yeah, because you like doing your Scottish
I can't speak Gaelic.
What languages do you speak?
So Russian and Spanish and
Russian,
English,
Spanish,
so.
English.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so like it kind of like ruined me for speaking Spanish. So I'm just like, how am I gonna get a job if I need to be bilingual in California? So I'm just like, it was like 3 months after high school, my brother called me and be like, hey, you're just stagnating, sitting on the couch playing video games. Come live with me and I'll teach you how to be an adult, pretty much, in layman's terms.
Yeah.
So I went back to Utah, Salt Lake City here. Just like, it's funny because my old apartments are just like down the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where I first like started like after high school.
They're actually, is that the ones we replied to? Yeah, that's actually on 900 East down by that Walmart.
Yeah. So I was like ripped out of, not ripped out, but like of my own accord, I chose to leave my family. I told you how like it was a really hard separation because I made my sister cry on her birthday.
Yeah.
I found out I was adopted the same day, and I told them I was moving.
That's
And
so
they
nice.
like blamed it on like, oh, because you're adopted, you're moving, huh? And I'm just like, no.
No,
Like, it's just like
a coincidence, right?
Yeah, coincidence on everything.
That's crazy.
So I'm just like, I accepted my brother's invitation to go live with him, and I started from the couch, living on his couch, to everything I afford today.
Dude,
everything,
that's awesome, man.
everything
Good
I
for you.
have is mine. I paid for it.
Yeah.
That computer, the desk, the bed, one of the like nicest beds you can buy. My car, my second car.
Dude, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like. I mean,
that's not a small deal.
achievement.
Yeah.
I know
That's
it's
great.
not, but it's just like it's something that like I grew up like starting from like the middle or like from nothing and going to this and be like, yeah, I worked for it, so it's just like no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, when we were kids, we were just living off of what our parents would bring home. We didn't have jobs. We were just going to school, living life. And then it comes to a point where you realize you really have to work for what you you need. You know,
reality hits you.
Reality hits you, and I wish schools would prepare kids a lot more for that. But I don't know if there's a way they can. I think the hardest thing that is about life is the slap in the face when you realize
you need to hit rock bottom, and then then you realize.
That's when you realize I've got to get my life together and figure stuff out because I can't live like this forever. You know, I'm not gonna be living in mom's basement forever. You know, there's got to be a point where you move out, and it comes in everybody's life. But what was your childhood like? Like,
oh man, I was pretty fortunate. I think I feel like my parents were super strict, really overprotective. We were like on schedules. Like my mom ran a tight ship. Like we had, chore charts. We didn't even get allowance though. Like it was more like if you did your chore, then you wouldn't get punished.
I never had an allowance as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, we were all like really encouraged to do well in school, and it wasn't because we were smart. It was just we didn't want to get in trouble.
Right.
And then it's interesting too because my parents, I love them to death, but I'm the oldest, and the style I think that they raised me is very different from how my youngest sibling was raised. I remember
think they learned.
Yeah, and I think just the changes in the times. Like I grew up getting lickings. Like if I was bad, I was getting spanked. My younger siblings, they didn't get. Nothing.
You were the guinea pig. Yeah. You were the test subject.
Basically.
I think it was just raised more old school.
More old school. That's kind of how I was, but like you're like came from.
Yeah, that's the way I was raised. And I think that's not a bad thing.
I'm kind of with you.
It's not a bad thing because it really teaches kids right from wrong in a good way. I mean, you're gonna have a little bit of pain, but you're not gonna do that again because, or trauma. But you're not gonna do that again because it's bad. Whereas
it's hard, right? Like we could get blasted for.
Yeah, we could talk about this forever. But I mean, there's a major difference between that and sitting in the corner, timeout.
Yeah.
I don't, but that's a whole nother thing we could get into.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Oh no, so I'd say my childhood was very structured. Growing up until like in elementary school, we'd come home, empty our backpacks, put away our lunch boxes, and then eat a snack. Then we'd do homework, and then as soon as homework was done, then we'd do chores, and then after chores, if there was time, and if my mom said we could go play outside.
Yeah.
And that really was kind of the pattern all through high school, except in high school, we had sports, and then just homework. But school was like a huge priority for my family. I feel like, and in the end, it paid out, I think, and I have them to thank for that because if I wasn't pushed that hard, I don't know that I would have done as well in school and stuff like that. But
how was school in terms of like friends and stuff?
I was super social. So I loved. I had like there's like two groups of friends. So I played soccer and I had like a really core solid group.
What position?
I played center mid.
Center mid. Okay.
Do you play soccer?
I was a midfielder too.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So I had that group of friends, and then I had my skating friends. So, and they were really good friends, and a lot of them were the type that I was like, yeah, friends forever.
Yeah.
Let's all move into cul-de-sac, and just life kind of took us in different directions. And I'm sure if we met up, and it's happened before where I've like ran into like one of my friends on the tennis team. I ran into him in New York, and he was like a lead on Broadway. And, just got done doing a show, and he was outside signing autographs. And my wife and I were leaving a different show, and I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure my friend Chester is like in this show. And so she's like, do you want to wait? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we're waiting around, and my friend Chester is like signing autographs or whatever, and I'm just kind of sitting in the background. And all these like fangirls are like, can we take a picture? I don't know. Like he's like the celebrity, And then I'm like, Chester. And he like looks, he's like, oh my gosh, Robert Slapison, like, what the heck? And people are like, he's like trying to sign autographs, and I haven't seen him in like years, like over 10, probably like close to 15 years.
And he still like instantly recognized you.
He instantly recognized me, and he looked the same too. So it was pretty easy. But
I love those moments too. You know, there's nothing better than running into an old friend and just catching up. You know,
and that's one thing that's nice. Even though I'm not good at like keeping in touch, I feel like I can pick right back up where we left off.
You'll never forget him.
Yeah.
And I was kind of flattered because he was like, "Yeah, dude, here's my number. I'm here. You know, let's hang out." And so he's like giving me his number and like wanting to hang out, and all these other people are like, you know, fanboying over him. And even he was like, "Yeah, all these people are like Chester," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Robert Solfison." But I was super social in high school. I was like, I was vice president of my class. Like, I don't know. I was like in what's it called, like prom court or whatever.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. So. I had a lot of good friends, and I was just like a pretty happy-go-lucky kid. I didn't really have too many, I don't know.
So how old are you now?
I'm old, man. 37.
37, okay, cool. You made it past the 27 Club. You've heard about that?
No.
27 Club is really a kind of a phenomenon in Hollywood and in the world. Lots of people die at age 27.
No way. Yeah. Is that like a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Come on, don't jinx it for us. We're not even there yet.
I'm not
dying. You heard about the 27 Club?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's like Kurt Cobain and a whole bunch of people are on that list. You can look it up on Google.
No, I believe you.
Yeah, it's the 27 Club, which is really weird that a lot of people die that young, you know. Anyway.
Well, I'm pretty lucky. I feel like I've had some close calls and but yeah, if I get like a lot of people would never go back to high school, I wouldn't even think twice. Like
I loved high school.
Yeah, I would go back. And it was so.
It was social. It wasn't the school, you know, the homework. It was the social part of it. I loved going to the basketball games, football games, chatting with all my friends. I was in the band, so we'd be playing music for the sport events, and you know, it was just a blast.
What instrument do you play?
Guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I played guitar. I played keyboard. I played guitar. I played drums.
We were in band together. We made our own band.
So
kind of.
He and I were in a band. He was at the start of when we started the band back in 2013.
God, I was so awkward back then.
I know. We had no stage presence.
What do you play?
Guitar as well. I was like the back
the rhythm guitar.
Rhythm guitar.
I was the lead. Our drummer Jordan was the drummer. You know, and so we started this band and. OCD was what we called it, Our Crazy Dream, you know. And it was just us three to begin with, and then Nathan moved, and our two younger friends, Chase and Cohen, were freshmen my sophomore year. So we added them to the group, and Chase played bass and Cohen played guitar, so Cohen replaced Nathan, and we had a full band again. So we'd been playing shows all over. I tried to get things set up. We played at county fairs. We played at state fairs.
Awesome,
we played for the governor. We played all over, you know.
I don't know. It
was a lot of fun.
And stuff.
The worst thing that has ever happened, though, with the band was there was one time we got set up to do this show at the high school. We got done with our show, and then, you know, everyone kind of cheered. And then they brought out this band called Shrink the Giant, which is a band from Utah as well.
Yeah.
We got done with the show. Shrink the Giant comes out and just steals the show. Everyone rushes the stage, all freaking out. We're like, why? Like, what? Our music's just as good as theirs. What is this?
Well, they have studio quality equipment, and they're adults,
equipment.
and we're just kids with like our mom's
it
guitars.
It sounded good though. Like you watch the replays and stuff, it sounded pretty good. But I was just like, okay, whatever. They're cool. We're not. You know, that it was like cringe, but it was fun. You know, and I don't take any of those memories back. They were a lot of fun, and I've never stopped playing guitar since 7th grade. You know, I played a lot. So I actually just recorded my new intro for my YouTube channel with that. So
my guitar's just decoration. I was like, oh, you play guitar? It's like, I did.
You did.
Yeah.
You got to brush up on it.
Yeah.
You were good. You played a lot of good stuff. A Message in a Bottle. You remember that one?
Yeah, I learned
you can
that
play
one.
that one again.
It's all about the reach with your.
It's all about the reach for that one. So
that's awesome.
All right, so to close this out, we're gonna ask some questions here. This is a game called Answer the Internet. This is something I picked up after I watched a YouTube video of Bill Burr playing this. So I love Bill Burr. So we're gonna go around the table. We'll start with Nathan and go to Robert. What are the best Starburst flavors? Right away, yeah, red. Cherry.
Red.
Cherry's my favorite.
Is it cherry?
Yeah, it's cherry. The red one. The juicy cherry Starburst. It's my favorite of all time. What about you?
I'm going to go with watermelon.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
for me it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I love watermelon.
It's a good one. All right. If there was stats available for every aspect of your life, what was one stat you would like to see?
Like
Video
visually?
game stats, like
One
health,
stat I would like to
stamina.
see, like physically.
Yeah. So if you could pull up your stats about like health, stamina, strength, all that stuff, what would you like to see?
I'm gonna let you answer that one first.
I see. I think I misunderstood the question I just caught on.
So
for it's like a stat for my life.
Yes.
One stat
Yeah.
you would like to see.
So one stat.
I would like to see, I would say efficiency. If that's a
efficiency.
stat.
Efficiency.
Okay. Yeah, that's a stat.
How would you
And-
calculate
Yeah, I don't know.
efficiency?
I have no idea.
That's why you would like to see it, because you want to know.
Maybe.
Okay. See if he's efficient at stuff.
I would see hunger.
Hunger. Your hunger bar.
Yeah, my hunger bar.
Okay.
I have a problem with eating.
Man, I'm like relating this to Skyrim, so mine would probably be creativity, just to see where that's at on a scale. So
Brain activity. Or...
yeah, for sure. I just grabbed this one. It's cringy as hell, but bear with me. How much money would it take for you to strangle a puppy?
How much money to strangle a puppy?
Yeah.
$5 million.
$5 million? That's a lot. I'm gonna look really bad for this. I think I'd do it for like, well, it depends, right? Like
it's a puppy.
Is it like could we change the facts? Like maybe is a puppy with like rabies or a puppy that's gonna die anyway?
sure,
If
yeah.
the
It's
puppy's
like
gonna
sneezing.
die
It can't see anything.
I
eyes are-
feel like that's cheating. I don't know, man. I think I'd do it for $1,000.
1,000?
What the fuck? I don't know. Maybe I can think.
Super shallow, dude.
That's so
And I don't-
bad. Oh
I have
my
some
God.
crazy like animal story. Like my wife actually loves dogs. She'd probably be really
That's
shocked.
so bad.
Yeah,
Don't
she was
show
here
her
right
this
now.
podcast.
Yeah,
Don't
she'd-
show her this
She'd
podcast.
be sad, but it's $1,000.
That's like-
And the only way that I would justify it, which makes this even more morbid, is I would have to eat it, because then I wouldn't be
my
wasting it.
God,
Wasn't that
terrible.
another question in there?
Yeah, if you had to kill an animal and to eat it, would you still eat meat?
Yeah,
I would.
I kind of was growing up like
hunting all
that.
the
I
time.
ate chicken, rabbit,
Yeah.
cows.
I just feel like if I'm choking a puppy, right, that's already like really bad.
It's terrible.
But if I'm
I-
eating it, then I'm not wasting the
I'm
meat.
gonna go 500,000 at least.
Yeah,
at bare
I can
minimum,
think a bit more realistically and just be like 100,000.
Yeah,
Man,
that's so wrong.
yeah, $1,000. Sign me up,
Hey,
bro.
it's still a lot of money. They're worth that much. Is that crazy? Some
It's like a
puppies
pure-
are worth that
Purebred
much.
or something.
Purebred
That's so
golden
true.
lab, $900.
What if it was like an ugly what is it, Sharpie, Sharpei?
Yeah, I don't
They're
know.
just like I can do this.
Snap his neck.
Yeah, I don't know.
How much money would it take for you to streak across a field in an NFL game?
Why is it always about money?
These are just
To
random
streak
questions.
across an
Ooh.
NFL
See, that's
field?
that's a little tougher because there's legal consequences.
Yeah.
With that. Like I might not be able to get a job if I.
Like the money
Know
plus.
where the exit's at.
Yeah.
Streak, get out of there, avoid the guards, and go out the gate.
Because you want your payout plus the bailout.
Yeah.
See, I'd have to do it for like, that's more like $100,000.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on that one. 100 grand,
Yeah.
I'd do it.
That's a like a really good year salary. you
yeah,
know,
so that's a good chunk of change. What about you?
Double that. I need 200,000.
200,000,
I
yeah.
need 200,000. People are gonna see this. they need to pay for it.
They need to pay for it. Oh man, that's a good one. If you had a theme song play at every time you arrived somewhere, what would it be?
Every time you arrive somewhere.
Mine's Back in Black. That one's easy.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. You know how badass you look if everyone heard that. You walk up, just open the door, slow motion. Yeah. What about you?
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking too.
Final countdown.
Oh no! Oh no! I don't. I have no
I
idea.
have no idea.
I don't have very
I
many
think
songs
like
on the top
rock.
of my head right now.
What would I want to be introduced?
Like your grand entrance everywhere you go, and it's gonna be like annoying. Like every time you go into work every day, Back in Black.
Yeah, I kind of like there. At first, I was thinking like what I would want, but then I was thinking what would be like really annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe some Miley Cyrus.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Gotta get the down on Friday. Friday. Wait, no, that's what is that? Demi Lovato?
I don't know. We can skip that one. You guys are struggling with it.
Yeah.
If you could be any character from a TV show, who would you be?
I don't watch TV.
TV or movie, I guess. I'd be Iron Man, easily. I love Tony Stark. I have a little figurine of him in my bedroom.
I mean, he's very smart.
He's smart.
You can use his smarts.
Billionaire, genius, playboy, philanthropist. Love Tony Stark. That one's easy. Have you watched Endgame?
Yeah.
Oh, it hurts. I love Tony. Tony was great.
What's that flame guy from Avengers or something? Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, Johnny Blaze. Or no, it's not Johnny Blaze. That's Johnny Blaze is from God damn it, Ghost Rider. That's Johnny Blaze.
Whatever character,
like the Human Torch. Yeah.
Human Torch, because like he can fly, he'll never be cold.
Yeah.
You can cook anything you want.
Why wouldn't I'd probably just pick Superman.
Superman,
like kind of the toughest.
That's cool. I love Superman. Like, here's the thing. When I grew up, I think Superman was one of the first superheroes I'd ever watched. Him and Spider-Man. Because at the time when I was, like, 2003, I was 4 years old, you know. That era of movies, the Spider-Man movies had just dropped. So Spider-Man 1 dropped. You had the Green Goblin. And, you know, that was a classic movie. And as a kid growing up, Spider-Man was great. The Superman movies with old Lex Luthor, the bald head, you know, just those movies are what I grew up on, and that's what introduced me into the you know, universe of superheroes. But what about you? Did you pick?
It'd probably be Superman.
Superman?
Yeah. What is the best TV show theme song of all time, in your opinion?
The original Pokemon theme song.
I want to be say
the very best.
Man, I gotta go nostalgic for me. Oh man, this is one of two choices because I grew up watching Little House on the Prairie. You know? So that's classic.
I think I stopped watching that like at 12 or 13.
It's a good one. Or the Power Rangers theme song, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, go Power Rangers. Yeah,
I like that one, the original one.
Classic.
I'd have to say, so yeah, my thoughts went to X-Men, the old cartoon,
Yeah.
but I think I'd change it to, now I can't think of it now, how the song goes, but I was gonna say, like, I think Breaking Bad is an amazing TV show.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
Really?
Yep.
I think it's really good.
I've heard it's like one of the top 3 shows ever made.
I think so too, but
I've never watched it.
But yeah, so I guess I'll say X-Men because now I can't even think of how the Breaking Bad sounds.
Yeah. I really like The Walking Dead. I've watched that since season 1. Big Walking Dead fan.
I'm caught up. I've
Yeah,
seen every
I am too.
episode.
Yep.
Which, by the way, when is the finale?
I don't know. I think it's October. So here's the thing with The Walking Dead, and I think you'll agree with me on this. They need to end it. I think this is going to be their last season because after season 5, it just turned to trash.
Yeah.
And I watched it because I'm a fan, right? And I want to see what happened, what it progressed to, but I watch it with kind of a cringe, like, this is the same thing, different people, similar story. It's not even about fighting away the zombies. It's about the people at Hilltop. It's about the people, you're fighting Negan, you're fighting, you know, everybody. So I hope season 10 is it. I'm tired. After season 9, I was like, this is not. What happened to Negan? Is he out? Because Maggie let him go, right?
So you caught up?
I'm caught up. I fully watched everything. Because in the episode, she unlocks his gate, but does he? I didn't see him leave.
So last I remember. Do you remember? So Maggie's not even really in the picture right now, or at the most recent season.
Yeah.
He gets he plays double agent and goes over to the what are they called, the
There's Hilltop, the Kingdom.
No, they walk with the walkers. They have the
those
face.
Guys. Yeah,
they skin people's faces or whatever. So Negan goes over to Alpha, earns her trust. Yeah. This is a huge spoiler. If you're not caught up,
yeah.
Should have said so otherwise.
He leads her to believe that he's on Alpha's side or whatever, and kills her.
Yeah.
And then, the Alpha's daughter is kind of thrown in there, but I'm pretty sure Negan is alive and well.
Yeah. And I was just trying to. Now you're reminding me of what was happening because it's been a while since I watched it. So it has been a while. What happened to Negan? But yeah, I forgot about that.
But they set it all up, so we actually don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's
going on.
I wish Negan was dead, but that's because he killed my favorite person, Abraham.
Oh, Abraham.
I loved Abraham. Abraham was the shit. He was so just he was a beast, and I loved his character. I mean, I knew Glenn was coming because I'd read the comics, but god damn it, you had to take Abraham.
See, I don't know anything about the comics. That's why I'm worried that they're gonna keep filming because aren't they still writing? They're still.
I have no idea. I just wish it was over. Yeah, I think a lot of Walking Dead fans are the same. Just. It's, and Rick's being flown away. We don't know where he's at. So, I don't even know. And that might have been a dream for all I know. The way they filmed it was is this a dream or is this actually happening? Is he being flown away to be taken care of? Did he survive that, or is that just a photo? They're making it look like he's going to heaven. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
maybe it's the scene ended and they're just all right, and scene, and then they're just fly everyone out of there.
Yeah. So I don't know what
zombies take off their masks and their makeup.
I'm also watching Supernatural. I watch that a lot. I gotta catch up. I'm on season 13. There's 15 seasons, I think. Yeah, I think they're on season 15 right now. So I'm on season 13. Almost caught up, but there's so much in that show. It's crazy. Anyway, back to our questions here.
No long tangent.
This is a good one. If you could play one video game for the rest of your life, what would it be?
You're
stuck. I mean, you don't have to play it constantly, but it's the only one you have and the only one you can play. Mine, Super Mario Brothers, NES.
NES, really?
Easy.
A platformer?
Yeah.
You like platformers?
I could play that for days. There's so many levels, and it's actually kind of a struggle for me, so that's the one I'd play.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Super Mario Maker, where they have community levels? You want the same levels over and over again?
Try and beat my old scores.
You want to be like a speed runner and doing the same thing over.
Okay. Mario Brothers would be the classic.
Mine would be
so it has to be a video game.
Yeah.
Because my first thought was chess. I'm not very good at chess. But
does it say video game or just
video game?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Chess is just timeless.
Solitaire? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Wait, if you play chess, then no one will play with you. Well, a video game chess. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's a video game, so that counts.
Play online with someone a bot or I don't know.
It's a video game.
Yeah, I'd say chess.
Then. Okay, say chess. Cool. And play against other players online.
Yeah. They have that.
Make a community out of it.
There's a ton of people.
Oh yeah, chess, the chess app or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. The chess club. Don't mess with the chess club.
I suck at chess, but
I don't know what either of the pieces do.
No,
not really.
I'll teach you. It's pretty fun. I love chess. Chess.
Mine would probably be the rhythm game. It would be the fastest in the world.
Yeah.
There's always room for
improvement. There's so much on that game that you
now that I have my setup now, I can keep improving.
All right. How old is too old to watch cartoons?
Never.
That's a unanimous decision. I love.
Next question.
I bought the season 1 of Scooby-Doo. Where Are You? The one that came out in 1994. This is before I was born. I love it. That's what I was. So we had this 20th anniversary copy of Scooby-Doo, and it had seasons 1 through 3, and it was a bunch of their greatest episodes of the show, and. Growing up, we watched that so much. The disc got scratched. We had trouble watching certain episodes. But that was really a show of my childhood that I just loved. So I saw it on Amazon Prime. bought it. I was like, that's mine. I want to watch this again. The animation's terrible. The voices, they're so off of the lips, So, but it's great. It's just my childhood. It's nostalgic. So
yeah, my brother's friend had like season. He had like the whole like Dragon Ball Z collection on CD.
That's awesome.
And he was gonna throw them out because he was moving out. He's like, I don't need these. He's like, I'll take them. I was like 14 or something. I was like, I need these right now.
yeah.
And I was like playing it on my PS3, just like popping in the disc because I didn't have a DVD player. I just had like the PS3 that played like videos on there. And I like blast them. I was like on a binge for a good like 2 or 3 months. It was the original run of the series in English, so like there was a ton of filler and everything.
Yeah.
And just like I was like every day after high school, it was great because I was like when I was living in St. George, so it was great just like watching every single episode like back to back. It was great.
That's awesome.
All right, our last question is: what are the hardest things to do casually?
Hardest things to do casually. Like,
I'm drawing a blank on this one. I don't know.
Does it mean like hardest things to do casually, like anything, like a casual thing to do that's hard?
Yeah, I guess.
A casual thing that's hard to do.
See, I thought of that different. So I thought of like, what's the hardest thing to do casually, as in like nonchalant,
like any action that you can do regularly is like murder. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's how I thought of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe if you're like a psychopath or a serial killer, that maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
that you can do that casually.
Yeah, casually like, murder someone.
A casual thing that's hard to do, I guess.
Strangle a puppy.
Yes. You can't do that. That's
bring,
wrong. That's so bad.
Bring this full circle now.
Yeah.
Casual thing that's hard to do.
I'm just saying murder. That's hard to do casually. Just walk up, casually murder someone. What's up?
You know, like people are broken, mentally broken. They can.
Oh yeah.
They're set in their ways. I'm still looking at it as like a casual thing that's hard to do. Before like 2 years ago, I would have said like talking to someone was hard to do. But like
you've come a long way, man.
I've come a very long way. If I wouldn't be able to do this podcast or anything, like I would be looking at that camera and be like, get that thing out of here.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah, awesome. When we first started, he was always like looking at the table, not really looking at the camera. It's kind of fun to see how he's progressed. And I've kind of noticed that with a lot of my friends, and I think that's one thing that I give off that social butterfly vibe to a lot of my friends. My friend Cohen. He's the rhythm guitarist of the band we were in. He didn't talk to anyone. He kept to himself. He didn't talk to anybody in class. He had me and Chase as his friends. That's who he talked to. But after being around me, who I talk to everybody.
You rub off on everyone?
Yeah. I talk to everybody. He kind of really opened up and realized it's okay to talk to people. People are comfortable. And his mom actually thanked me because after 4 years of hanging out with me, he's just cheery, he's bright, he talks to anybody, so it's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
So, yep. Anyway, that is about it. Thank you guys for watching and listening. You can find this podcast wherever you get your podcasts, The JH Show. Email us with questions and whatever at thejhshowpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at thejhshow1. Shout out to Allstate for sponsoring this podcast. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.